Welcome back to the Trusted Postgres channel. In this series, we are discussing the Ansible-based Postgres deployment tool, Trusted Postgres Architect, also known as TPA. In the last episode of this series, we used TPA to configure and provision 3 Docker containers running Rocky version 8. In this episode, we will use TPA to deploy our first Postgres 14 cluster on Docker. TPA will look at our configuration file, determine what software we want to download, and on what nodes to install the software. Then it will configure these 3 Docker containers to provide a fully operational Postgres 14 cluster managed by Rep Manager for high availability, as well as barman backups, all with just one TPA exec command. First, let's open a terminal and run the docker ps command to make sure our 3 containers are still alive and well. Okay, looks good. We have our backup, our replica, and our primary. Now that we know our containers are still up and running, we are ready for the next step. Let's open the TPA documentation by opening a browser and navigating to trustedpostgres.com. And then under the Trusted Postgres Architect section, click on the GitHub link. Down here, we want to click on the Docs folder. And then here, we want to click on the SRC folder. Now, scrolling down through our list here, we want to select the tpa exec-deploy.md file. So now we scroll down here a bit. We'll copy and paste this command out to run our deploy. Please note that the deploy command can take several minutes to run depending on the amount of work it has to do to complete the deployment and the number of nodes that it has to perform that work on. Since this is a small Docker cluster, it should not take very long to complete the deployment. The deployment has completed. Let's introduce a new TPA exec command, the TPA exec ping command, which will test to make sure that our containers are reachable by TPA via SSH. As with our other TPA exec cluster commands, we need to specify the cluster directory that we want to run the ping command on. As you can see, each container is reachable and returns a successful response. Now let's introduce a couple of new commands, the TPA exec show-password command and the TPA exec store-password command. During initial deployment, TPA will assign a random password to the Postgres database user account, and this can be displayed by running TPA exec show-password followed by the cluster directory and the user that you want the password for, in this case Postgres. Here you can see the password displayed here. Now for the purposes of this demo, we're going to go ahead and change this password for the Postgres user account to something a bit simpler, just to make it easier to work with. Then we'll run the show password command again, which displays our new password. However, for this password to take effect with the currently running cluster, we must rerun deploy. Now our new password for the Postgres user has been applied to our running cluster. In the next episode, we will modify the Barman backup schedule to take backups more often, and we will also add a new database to the Postgres cluster, all without logging into any of our containers. Thank you for watching. To help grow the Trusted Postgres community here on YouTube, please like and subscribe for more content. Also, if you're interested in being one of our customers or contractors, please register at trustedpostgres.com and we will be in touch as soon as possible to schedule your first engagement. Until next time, have a productive and peaceful day.